Hi there, I'm Timo. I'm an agile coach, and this is a very short introduction to my 4+1 team model. So I will be using this article that I just wrote, and there I'm referencing two previous articles that I wrote earlier. So the basic idea here is that I'm making a case with these two previous articles for why we would need to rethink our team terminology. I think our team terminology is very convoluted. We have many kinds of teams out there, many words, too many words for teams. This is just a glimpse of them all. There are hundreds of words really, if we count every maturity stage and different professions and domains. So basically, I wrote also about 4 barriers that stop our discussions or make discussions about teams very difficult. We think we can talk about teams, but it's not substantive discussion that we do. Basically, I would say that if somebody, like a manager, says to me, if you're listening here, that says, Timo, we don't need a new team model because our teams are just fine. I would ask, how do you know your teams are teams? How do you know they're not something else? I think we have this problem that we have very individual experiences about teams. We've been part of teams that if we are lucky, they were really teams. If we were unlucky, they were groups. So we're kind of limited in our scope, so to speak. Our experience is limited. It forms like a bubble, an unconscious bias. So we're a bit like a narcissist wife or a child in an abusive household. The experience is kind of creating this bubble, and we think inside the bubble everything is fine. But if somebody from outside looks into that bubble, they see it's not fine. It's not okay. And this is something I'm trying to do with my model, to take the bigger perspective and really start looking at from the teams from different angle. So just going to the meat and bones here, this is the model. It's naivistically simple, just a 4-quadrant. So 4 archetypes: committees, groups, teams, and open teams. That's all you need to remember to understand this model. Instead of tens, maybe even hundreds of different words for teams, you just need to know 4. And basically, the idea is that you can drop this 4 quadrant on all the team forms in the world, and they fit in some of these categories or archetypes. Of course, I have made lists of characteristics for each. These are the dominant ones that I would like to present today. I'm not going to go deeper here, apart to keep this video short, apart from saying that committees tend to have very unreal impact. I mean, they live in a fantasy. They are distanced from reality, so their impact to the world is also unreal. Typically some kind of policies or laws or rules that nobody really wants, and it just makes the life out in the field more difficult. Groups do make impact, and they can make good impact, but it's unpredictable and it's dispersed. So because groups are consisting typically of competing individuals, the impact is also dispersed in different directions and can be quite weak. To the right side, the Teamdom side looks much better. We have teams making coherent impact. So because you see the arrows are going to the same direction. Basically, this is because in teams you have members who have sacrificed some of their individuality for the team's benefit, and this allows them to forget or let go of their individual whims and wishes and start working as a team towards a common goal. Even better is open team. Here we have even more substantial impact, denoted by this more wider arrow. And what happens here is that a team, an open team, is something that has power to cross its own border, so they are closer to the customers, closer to the outside world, understanding it better. So their impact is very real and it's very effective. So that's that. Let's go forward. This is just an idea that we can start adding layers, and this is a repeating pattern. We can add stuff onto the base model. So here I'm adding line and column headers and some axes. I'm not going to go much deeper in this today, apart from showing that what this could look in reality. And this is the real life counterparts. I could have taken many different kinds of examples, but I chose today the Supreme Court of US as a committee example. I have nothing against them, but I question a little bit about their why they exist in the way they work and their ways of working. Basically, they have excess authority. Typically, committee adds very little value. I mean, real value. And then these guys have infinite tenure. Once you get there, you exit when you die. I mean, to be blatantly honest, I would never ever set up this kind of committee anywhere, at least with the infinite tenure. Group example here comes from the film Predator, where groups typically consists of different kind of bosses and heroes. And here, of course, all the small bosses and heroes, except for Arnold, got themselves killed because they didn't work as a team, but tried to kill the monster individually. That's it. So basically the left side committees and groups are very dysfunctional. As you see from my attitude, I don't like them that much, but my liking doesn't have anything to do with this, really personal. It's just the model maps them here, and I think that we will never get rid of committees and groups, and they do have their place. They do have their place in the world, so I'm not completely against them. To the right side, this is an example of one quintet in Finland's World Championship winning ice hockey team. And here, these were guys who really had the identity inside. They have sacrificed so much of their own to play how the coach wanted, and to play how those quintets, those five players together wanted. They had all kinds of good things happening for them. They were equal members, young guys, inexperienced guys, only a couple of older professionals from NHL. They had fertile habits. They convened together in quintets and reflected and improved themselves over the tournament. They had fluent leadership, meaning each of the guys could stand up in individual games, in individual situations. When the stars were fading, the young guys took over. So this is fluency in leadership. No dedicated leaders, apart, of course, they had a captain, but here really it was what I would call fluent leadership. Open team then here, this could be an agile team in a learning organization, or in an agile organization, where really now the identity is in and out, meaning it's like an advanced team. The identity is here, we have the we feeling, but yet our goals are clearly outside. We don't do much for our own sake, but for other people's sake. So these guys are supported and recognized by the organization, and that's why they can cross their team boundary easily and be effective out there in the field. and they have special skill in shape shifting, meaning they are creative in molding their form in order to adapt to changing environments. Then 3 ways to extend the model. One is via exceptions, one is about evolution, and the last one is about borrowing from other models. This I will just run through. This is a bit advanced. I realized, as I had developed the model 4 years ago, that not all small units fit actually here. That there are some exceptions, and one is ideal team, that is like an advanced open team, and there are a few distinctions, but one is that these guys have very developed morality. I won't go deeper than that here. Secondly, supergroup is here in the middle, denoting that a supergroup can take characteristics or has characteristics of all the archetypes. These guys exist too, as do the ideal teams exist, and supergroups can be typically found from, for example, from religious groupings, brotherhoods and sisterhoods, but also I think from gangster land, like mobs and kind of terrorist groups. They can have this supergroup kind of organization or structure. Gray area means gray area for leadership. It's yellow here, but it's gray because I have the basic rule that teams do not need hierarchical leader, but this is my concession to that rule. In some cases, in some specific situations and organizations, I do accept that a team has a leader, a dedicated leader. For example, navigating a complex organization, very political organization, it can be helpful that a team has a dedicated leader that does just that for them. Team evolution, I will be mostly skipping this. Important to note is a couple of things. One is that the left side, the groupdom side, is, in my eyes, evolutionary wasteland. It's very questionable if coaching should be even considered on this side, because I don't think these units are going to develop much further. The Teamdom side, the right side, looks much better. There is lots of development motives going on. A couple of them here, the main ones is the macro evolution on the outer rim here, and then the micro evolution here on the inner side. Basically, you can map any kind of development theory you want here, and it will fit. For example, you could fit here Tuckman's development stages if you wanted. I'm not a fan of that model, but if you are, my model accepts that. So this is compatible, I think, with almost all team development models. Good. Multimodality is the idea that we can extend the model by borrowing ideas from other models. And here I've just playing around with 3 examples: Otto Scharmer's levels of listening, different problem types that these archetypes might be able to solve, and modes of interaction with their environment coming from biology. I have, I guess, 30 or so these kind of multimodal mappings, but this is not so important at the moment. This is more academic doodling than a real team coaching. Here's one more example: colorful spiral dynamics, how it maps to my model. Good. Then we are off to the benefits. This benefit, the model has a couple of benefits that I haven't really seen from other models. One is that it's easy to remember. only 4 things. Do you remember them? Committees, groups, teams, open teams. This simplifies terminology remarkably. This works with any professional field, so we can start actually discussing and borrowing from different domains. So police can start borrowing from military, and hospitals can begin talking with agile organizations, etc. This I don't think has really happened. Maybe at some academic level a little bit, but not really out in the field. So I think the model packs explanatory power. It's a simple, almost naivistic model, but there is more than meets the eye, I think. It's extendable, and it raises the bar for teams. This is really my love letter to teams. I don't think what could be more beneficial to teamwork than enabling people to have more meaningful discussions about teams and teamworks. And I think the model really enables you to do that, because now we can point and click and say, this is a team, and for me it means this. What you're talking about is groups, or for what you're referring to is a committee. I think there is a distinct value in that, and it really raises the bar for teams, which I think are the most powerful social technology that we have on this planet, and we haven't even started to tap into the full potential of teams. But I think we will in future. And by the way, talking about future, this model opens pathways for new team forms. So really, teams of the future, we can start deciding how does the future look for teams. So that's it, and I really hope this ignited new interest in teams, and at least when I came up with this model 4 years ago, since then I really look at our culture, our organizations, even movies, how different political or other influencers talk about teams and teamwork. I really look at that more critically now. I don't easily swallow anymore when somebody says that, oh, by the way, we are doing teamwork and we have this and that. I don't buy that immediately anymore. I would like to understand that more better, more deeply. So there you have it. I am to be contacted in LinkedIn if you want to do so. And for the better of teamwork, I would say. Bye-bye.